We've had a lot of people praying for us, and we have definitely felt those prayers.
And as Hurricane Beryl was bashing the Caribbean, a couple from Kentucky was stranded in Jamaica.
Unable to leave the island before Beryl arrived, the couple had no choice but to hunker down and ride out the storm.
Well, now they're waiting for the earliest flight home, and it could be a while. WKYT's Grayson Passmore spoke with the couple about the intense experience.
I figured I'd do an update. The wind is really starting to pick up.
Rosemary Rock and her husband flew from Kentucky to Jamaica with plans to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary.
So we have quite the story to tell for many years to come about it.
When the Rocks learned they were set to be in the path of Hurricane Beryl, they tried to get an earlier flight out, but by Tuesday, every flight was booked, and by midnight that night, the airports were shut down. The next afternoon, Beryl hit Jamaica as a Category 4 storm.
And you know, we go through tornadoes at home, but tornadoes, they come down, they go a little bit, then they're gone. But hurricanes take their time and move on through.
Hours before the storm hit, the island was declared a disaster zone, and Rock says some hotel staff had to stay and shelter with the guests. She began blogging what she could for worried family back home.
It's been a way to keep my family and friends updated, and apparently it has helped a lot of other people that have family here.
Beryl was one of the most powerful storms to ever hit the country. Hundreds of thousands of homes remain without power, and the cleanup has only just begun.
Guests, my husband included, were helping. They were clearing brush. They were making paths so water could run out. It was just something to see all the people.
If the Rocks can weather this storm together, she's sure they can weather the next 40 years. In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Even getting home is proving tough. The Rocks say that they hope to fly out of Jamaica on Sunday at the earliest.